Fundraising ideas. How to write a captivating annual appeal letter. Think of an annual appeal letter as the Super Bowl of philanthropies. Your team and you have been working all year long, and now it's time to show donors why your charity deserves their time, attention, and, most important, dollars. Find out how to pen a compelling letter that will help you capture donors' hearts and convert sentiments into cents. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. How you doing today? I'm doing fantastic if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. Today I want to talk to you about fundraising ideas and how to write a captivating annual appeal letter. Before I get into the first part, the first thing you need to do is to write in the second person. Use you. Not I, not we, not they. You use you. Because donors don't give to institutions. They invest in ideas and people in whom they believe. G.T. Smith said that. So it is not always the most natural way to write in the second person, especially if you know the letter is going to many people. But if you want the letter to feel more personal, more bespoke, more customized, you want to use you. For example, say something like, because of you, 1,000 children now have school lunch. Because of you, 3,000 people now have dinner, have food on their table, right? Because you're trying to personalize the conversation. We want to work with you. We want to work with your organization. We want you because of you, right? The easiest way to promote the boy mentality that makes donors feel important. BOY stands for because of you. See, people feel important and considered and relevant to the whole cause if you address them directly. Not only does it make the donor feel good and important, it instills a sense of urgency that operations won't continue without their donation. Number 2, utilize a theme. Now, the theme here is critical. Why? A lot of nonprofits and I would say charities in the United States and Canada, those, at least those that we have studied, they don't understand the importance of themes in their communication. Now, donors can often appreciate a cohesive message. They also like it when an organization has a consistency in things that go from colors to logos to the content. What I'm talking about here is that theme means that you have to be consistent in terms of graphics, so the colors, the logo, but also in terms of the content you're trying to deliver. Think about your big fundraising events. Would you host your annual luncheon without a singular message used to package it all? What is the overarching message? Themes help you to stay focused on one singular message or purpose. Something, for instance, that you can constantly talk about over and over and over. And this should be consistent across the board. So whether you're communicating on social media or offline at a networking event, at a fundraising event, you want the theme to be consistent. So utilize a theme. 3, tell a story. Donors and benefactors love stories. It's not just about you asking for $10 or $20 or $100. You want to tell a story. Where is the money going? Who are benefiting? What are you doing with it? How is it helping communities across the world, across the United States? Right? You're trying to explain what the donors' dollars are doing. Not just locally, but globally. Not just in the short term, but long term. You're trying to create context. You're trying to create engagement. After making them important by using the you now want to give them an extra element, an extra reason to donate, right? You want to tell stories of individuals. Tell the story of an 8-year-old boy. Tell a story of a 75-year-old man. You want to tell a story of a couple who have 12 children. Or I'm just thinking out loud here. I'm just giving you ideas here. But the gist of the whole thing here is that you want to have a story. Let's say you are engaged in multiple projects throughout the year. Let's say you have 100 projects going on right now, or 10 projects going on. You're doing a bunch of wonderful things, right? But you can draw donors to your organization with one story, compelling story, captivating story. Out of the 10 projects, what is that one story that encapsulates all the work you're doing? Is it the work you're doing in Africa, the work you're doing in somewhere in the States, in Europe, in Asia, in Latin America? Think about that. And storytelling will boost your annual appeal letter tenfold or even more. This is based on our research. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. We are still having a conversation here around how to write a captivating annual appeal letter. If you love this sort of charity-focused content, please consider subscribing to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you can be informed whenever we drop a new show. We cover a variety of shows, not just charity-focused, but if you love this particular content, just like it, share, and comment below. All right. Number 4, you want to put your ask in context. But before I get into that, let me give you another quote by Hank Rosso. Fundraising is the gentle art of teaching the joy of giving. Isn't that beautiful? Fundraising is the gentle art of teaching the joy of giving. Hank Rosso. Beautiful, inspirational here. You want to put your ask in context. Now, the ultimate goal is to have people donate as much as possible. But if you have tiers that focus giving, this allow people to make sure that they're giving you as much as they can, but also they keep giving over and over and over. What I'm trying to say here is that you want to establish consistency and continuity. A great way to give people a framework to understand your operating cost is by putting your ask into context. For example, you can say something like, because of you, we have saved 1,000 children from pneumonia. Because of you, we have done this. Or you can say, this year, if you pledge to donate just $25 a month, you will have personally saved 10 dogs or 20 dolphins. Your monthly donation will go towards covering the cost of food and necessary medical intake treatments. Right? So the thing here is you are putting your ask in context. You are putting numbers and you are putting quality. So you're telling people exactly what their money is going to help do. Number 5, personalize your letter. Now, the appeal letter, the annual appeal letters is a general affair, is a broad affair that goes to, depending upon the size of your audience, may go to 1,000 people or 5,000 people or 10,000 people. But as much as you can, you want to take things a step further. You can mention how much a donor has contributed in the past. If he or she donated around the holidays, invite him or her to pledge monthly to sustain the impact throughout the year. If you have record that you have volunteered if you have record that a donor has volunteered with the organization in the past, thank them again for it. So if a donor feels like you see them as a person, not a check, this will strengthen the bond and result in a higher probability of creating a lifelong supporter. This is very important because remember, your organization is not the only organization from which the donor receives annual appeal letters. What will set your letter apart from the competition, quote unquote competition, from other nonprofits? It is the personalization. You want to address them by first name. You want to mention things that really matter to them. If you know anything about their families, you can mention that. If you know why they support this particular cause, you can always remind them of that, right? Of course, you don't want to pry too much into their privacy, but you want to basically tell them, you know what, we are considering you as a person, as a member of a family, as a human story, not just as a check. Number 6, you want to highlight the benefits over the needs. So when you are in fundraising mode, you want to tell people what you need, and that's great. But you got to think about what keeps people from giving sometimes? You want to mention the needs. You want to mention the needs, but also the benefits, more the benefits. For example, if you give this, we will be able to achieve this. We'll be able to feed 1,000 children. We'll be able to buy food for 1,000 families, as opposed to 1,000 families need food or 1,000 kids need medical treatment. So you are actually shifting the conversation from needs over to benefits. If you focus your ask on the potential benefits of donating, this keeps things positive and fosters a more inspiring and inspirational environment that makes people actually want to give, right? So never say, for example, we are in desperate need of funds for children's medical costs. Without these funds, they will perish. No, this is just a very negative, a very uninspirational sentence. Instead, you can say, with your help or by donating $100, you can help pay for medication for a child who's waiting for it now. Right? So you're trying to be positive as opposed to negative. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Cuba. We're also having a conversation right now around how to write a captivating annual appeal letter. And this is part of our series about fundraising ideas. And let me quickly give you a really great quote by Kay Sprinkle Grace before we move on. She said, "In good times and bad, we know that people give because you meet needs, not because you have needs." Fantastic quote. Let me just repeat that. In good times and bad, we know that people give because you meet needs, not because you have needs. Kay Sprinkle Grace. Number 7, to write a captivating annual appeal letter, make the copy brief and include white space. What do I mean by brief? You want to make the copy brief. If you have so much information to share and seemingly so little space to include it all in, you want to space out the copy. You want to write as little as possible, right? You want to pack your letter with text and pictures from end to end. That's fantastic because it allows people to breathe when they're reading, and it allows a copy to breathe also. White space used sparingly is a great natural call out for your most relevant and memorable material. White space is very important also because you are making sure your letter doesn't look overwhelming, but it's a wonderful tool for drawing readers' attention in a non-intrusive way, right? So you don't need to do this to get it. You don't need to put words in bold to get attention when you could just have some space. All right. So the importance of white space is critical. Really, really important. We have on the screen right now, we're showing you a picture from BuzzSpace that shows the power of white space. You can see the difference between what we have no and on the left side and yes on the other side. So you can use single space or double space rather, right? That's even more powerful, and you allow the text to breathe. Okay. Number 9, keep your copy simple. With any donor communication, it is important to keep your writing simple and easy to understand. Now, what I'm trying to say here is that as a rule of thumb, please always write so that a middle schooler could read and understand your communications. We're not here trying to impress the donor with great English or impeccable English. Of course, it has to be impeccable, but it has to be readable. With your annual appeal, it's especially critical that you favor simple and emotional words over complex and intelligent turns of phrase, right? The thing here is that you want to pay attention. You want to pay special care rather to ensure it is your most inclusive and accessible copy. Remember, you're not the only one vying for the attention of the donor. There are gazillions of nonprofits vying for the same wallet. So your goal is to get in there ASAP, explain what you need, why you need it, and how you're going to use the money, and get out of there, right? Number 9, include a thank you. Just because this is an ask doesn't mean you shouldn't take time out of the letter to thank your donors for what they've done for you in the past. Remember, nobody is required to make charitable contributions. It is voluntary. It is not a requirement. So being a patron of your nonprofit naturally sets donors above and beyond the call of duty. They're doing this out of empathy, out of altruism. So you want to take every opportunity to thank donors for that. And that's very important. You want to put it in the context of your own word. Not just thank you. You can use words like, we are very grateful. The children are grateful. The families are grateful for what you're doing. Not just like a simple, informal sort of blank thank you. No. Make it comfortable. Make it natural. Make it genuine. Make it honest. All right? All right. Thanks very much for today's conversation and your attention. I really appreciate that. So how to write a captivating annual appeal letter in 9 steps. Write in the second person. Utilize a theme. Tell a story. Put your ask in context. Personalize your letter. Highlight the benefits over the needs. Make the copy breathe and include white space. Keep your copy simple. Include a thank you. Thank you for listening to today's conversation. I will see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.